Okay, so this is actually an older recording that was going to be like a sequel to my Bob Ross video, but I didn't like how it turned out, so I was planning on just scrapping it completely. But my sister found out about it and refused to let that stand, because apparently she and her friends really want to see me do another Bob Ross video. So you have her to thank for this even being a thing. The whole idea for it was that since Bob paints so quickly, I would challenge myself to not pause at any point during the tutorial and try and keep up with him. With all that aside, I now present to you past me and my crappy overfiltered mic.
Okay, the bird has decided to be noisy, so we're gonna just stick him out there, because why not? So, one of the biggest problems that I ran into while I was making the other video was that I couldn't find any good brushes. So after that video, I went to the Krita brush forum, and I downloaded a bunch of different packs and experimented with them and found some good ones. Alright, so here's our first and only pause. Now we're just gonna try and sort of recreate what he's got there. Okay, so we've got something kinda close to what he has on the canvas. So now I'm gonna hit play. After this, I will not be allowed to pause again.
To put
Let's
a
do
very
this.
small amount of paint. If you don't have the clear, it takes a lot of color to cover the entire canvas. But use it sparingly. One can will probably last you the rest of your life. It takes very little. So let's have some fun today. Shu, we'll take your little 2-inch brush and let's start out in some titanium white. I'm just going to put a little color into the bristles. Be right back. Be right back. I'll have at least a little touch of cad yellow. Maybe a little bit more. There we go. See? But very little color. Let's go right up here now. I want to have a light source coming out from here. So we'll start with this white with a little yellow in it and just begin making little crisscross strokes. Just like so. Now you can make this as bright as you want it. So you could go back and pick up a little more of that same color and come right back in here and do it again. You can make it as bright as you want. Do it several times. Now then, let's begin thinking about little shapes back in here. So we'll just take this brush, use the corner of it, see, and just tap. We'll begin thinking about how maybe tree branches and stuff would be hanging over here. Just let it go like again. There we are. Think about shape though. How do you want your tree to look? And all we're interested in is just the very basic shape. We're going to come back and put a few little highlights on it. And already it begins to give the impression that it's layered, and that's what we're looking for. I want to make it look like it's just layer after layer after layer of beautiful trees hanging over.
Yep.
So I say maybe we'll have a little path in this. Now then let's go up in here, and we'll put the indication here and there. A few little sticks and twigs that live out here. There.
Okay, twigs in background.
Mine
aren't very subdued or light.
If you have trouble making it flow, add a little more of the paint thinner and create the indication that the sunlight's just zinging right through here and sparkling these.
Okay, lighting.
These little paintings. Hope you do too. They're so interesting and they're very easy to do, even for people who have never painted before. These little paintings are so nice. They're great. There.
Right.
But
very easy.
once again, don't just hit it random. Think about form and shape that's going on up here. There we go. But look how deep that looks already. And you've done basically nothing. All right. So we'll just take the basic shape. It's on there with the black gesso. And we'll just improve it a little bit. See, so it looks like there's nice limbs hanging out.
Okay, we've got to move on to the new tree.
That dark color against that light. Oh, boy, does it show up. That is spectacular. All right, now back to our brush that has the lighter colors on it.
Oh boy.
This time we started getting into some nice green. So we'll take some midnight black. Maybe there's just a happy little bush that lives. Yep, right there.
Okay, I need more color variety.
Just layer after layer after layer. Do one bush at a time. Don't get greedy. Sometimes we get in a hurry and we try to do too many at once.
Get in a hurry. You're literally moving at the speed of light, Bob.
Each one is an individual. Shoot, if it helps, give them names. There's Charlotte and there's Joe and, give them names. Just make them up.
Carl. This
Alright,
entire mass is named
time to
Carl.
start having some fun back in here now.
How about that, Bob?
Maybe. Just come right down in here. Maybe we're beginning
What are
to
you
get
doing
into
now?
some nice things that are hanging right over the edge here.
Okay.
There. So let's begin having a little path. For that, we'll take some Van Dyke brown, a little dark sienna. We'll just mix them together. Cut off a little roll of paint. Lives right on the edge of the knife. Just let it graze.
Oh.
Let it barely graze so it picks up on those high spots. Let it graze. I want this brighter back here because that's where our light is. You have unlimited power. Now, decide how your little puddle's going to be and just put some dirt around it. See there? There. There he is.
Puddle.
Rain last night and there's puddles here.
Back to
Now
this.
all the little birds and everything can come here and have a drink. Look at that.
Decide where you want the dirt to be.
That's all there is to it if you want to create that illusion. It's time to get into some nice big trees over on here. We'll go back to our brush that has the dark color in it. And begin thinking about some basic shapes here. Just let them come right out over. That'll help push all that light area back in there. But you can do this over and over and over and just create tremendous amounts of depth in your painting. That's what makes it so interesting. There was a time when doing paintings like this were very, very difficult for me. But this
Hard
just
for you.
makes it so anybody can do it.
Why is it rainbow?
Anybody can do it. Go back to our brush with
Anyone.
some green on it.
Even me, a parrot.
Back into our
Right.
yellows, yellow ochre. Cad
Wait,
yellow,
I just missed
all
an
those
entire
nice
step.
colors,
What was he
little-
doing? Something about
little bit of
trees
Indian
in the
yellow.
foreground and bringing them
Let's go
down.
back up here. Now then, here it
So-
comes. Begin
This.
putting on some nice little highlights on these leaves.
Okay, so he's just.
Little squirrels got to have a place to live. It's unbelievable what you can do with a big old 2-inch brush. You'll just devote a little bit of time to practice, and it doesn't take a great deal. We get letters from people every day that have never painted, who are doing some of the most beautiful things.
Wait, I've been painting since I was like
They
5,
send
and
me
I can't even do
photographs of
this.
what they're doing. In fact, while I'm doing this is just sort of repetitious.
I'm gonna try and add some depth to the background while they
94.
do this.
Look at that. And a lot of the people that start this way and enjoy some success, then they go on to colleges and universities all over the country or take classes from super hard instructors.
I've been to college
Just-
too.
This is just their way of getting started. And anything that gets people interested in art
All they did was
is
teach me how to
fantastic.
use Adobe
Because
products.
it's one of the nicest ways of expressing yourself that there ever was. And I think all of us have a creative need inside of us. Wherever you want it. There we go. Maybe it comes right around like that.
I give it up on,
And with the old
Trying to
knife,
actually
it didn't
catch
take
up.
but just a second to drop in.
and now I'm just kind of doing my own thing.
lot of color.
I've lost the program.
There we go. See, maybe that comes right along
The
in there.
weaver on puddles.
Now don't try to just copy exactly what we're doing here. Because your
Mm.
puddles won't look like these puddles. They'll look better. Just
Done the thing again.
everybody's
Alright,
painting is going to be unique and
brought
different
my painting
and
too far back.
individual. And don't fight that. Don't just try to copy what somebody else does. I'm not trying to teach you to copy. There. All you need is just a little inspiration and a little knowledge, a little practice to take over the world if you want to.
Take over the
Like any of
world.
us want
We're,
to, but should
hold-
you?
we're condoning world domination now.
All right.
Did not know that was something Bob Ross did.
To me, the first step of accomplishing anything is to believe that you can do it. And I know you can do it. So you certainly know you
Right,
can.
believe.
Let's have another puddle over here. I like these
Believe
puddles.
you
Come
can
bring
do
them here.
this. You've got it.
Maybe there's a happy little puddle that lives right here. See, and you just, once again,
I have
just pull it
resorted to the
straight down.
blendy tool again. It shall
Picks
be
up
my
a little of that
savior.
brown. Wonderful. Wonderful. Use it. There.
Never mind. Did not work.
You can always add a little blue if it gets too bright. Because you know, if you've painted with us before, we don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents. Because very soon you learn to work with anything that happens here. And when you get over that fear of making a mistake, then it becomes fun. Then it really becomes fun. That's when you...
Well, I mean, that's kind of the whole reason I started a
experience the
YouTube
joy.
channel. Just to get myself more okay with making mistakes and stuff. And not being perfect.
And in your world, you just put as many or as few puddles as you want. Maybe you don't want any puddles. Maybe in our world, maybe we can see the indication here and there. Take a little brown and white on a fan brush. Maybe back in here, you can make out the indication of a little tree trunk that lives back in here. Let a little bit of that trunk show through. Don't want a whole bunch. There.
Okay, I've got something that looks like puddles.
See, these are super little paintings if you've never painted before, because they'll work for you. I want you to have success on your first couple of paintings, and that way you'll know that you can do it, and you'll do 1,000,000 paintings, or at least 100. There we are. Now
The trick is to succeed the first time.
Let's get crazy. We got a minute or so left here. Maybe in our world.
A minute left. What?
Big tree. You know me and my
Tree.
big trees.
Tree stump.
We can see just the edge of it.
You know,
here.
we have
Maybe
two. Our
there's a
tree
big
stump
old
has a
root
friend.
that comes out, choom, like that.
And that friend has a child.
There it is.
There
Big
we
old
go.
root just hangs around down here. Take a little bit of our
And the
brown,
big
white,
one he's
dark
talking about.
sienna.
I
Touch
lost
it.
my brush.
This is just going to be the edge of the tree.
Very dark.
There we are. Let it get darker and darker as it works back in there. But isn't that a super way to make a tremendous amount of trees and bushes very easily, very quickly? You can do it.
Uh-huh.
You really can do it. Just have them hanging all over. Tell you what, the old clock on the wall says it's about time to go for the day.
Ah!
As we finish up here,
Okay,
we'll take, maybe there's a little limb that hangs out here like that. We'll put us a little limb, a little paint thinner, brown. And we can put as many or as few as you want on your tree. Just a few are showing. Just to show the old tree has an arm. I think with that, we'll call this painting finished. And from all of us here,
Finished?
I'd like to wish you happy
Order.
painting. And God bless, my friend.
Okay, so there's... Oh boy. So there's Bob's finished painting. And here's mine. Not great.
That was the video. If you do have any suggestions for like future long-form content that I could make, please let me know. I'm still very new to this and open to suggestions. Thank you very much for watching.